Am I the a-hole for being uncomfortable with my roommate's dad letting himself into our apartment? I moved into this apartment about a year ago. My roommate has lived here for 3 years, and before I moved in, her older sister was her roommate. Naturally, their parents have a spare key, which I totally understand. It's been a family thing for years. But I didn't know about the spare key when I moved in, and now the way her parents use it is starting to make me really uncomfortable. The first time it happened, my roommate was at work on a Sunday and I was napping on the couch. I heard the doorbell but ignored it, assuming it was just a neighbor. A few seconds later, the front door opened and her parents walked in. I was startled and confused. They said they were just there to pick up her laundry. I was definitely caught off guard, but I let it slide. Since then, her parents have come by somewhat frequently. Yesterday, something happened that really pushed my boundaries. I usually leave early for work, but I had a later event, so I was still in bed around 6:50 a.m. when I heard the front door open. I could hear someone walking around and then using our shared bathroom. It creeped me out. Later, I asked my roommate if someone came in, and she said the only person it could have been was her dad. She texted him and confirmed he came by to drop off her wallet and use the bathroom. I told her I'd appreciate a heads up in the future. She responded that she didn't know he was coming either and that she'd asked him to give more notice. But then she added that he probably assumed no one was home because she usually has class on Wednesdays. That annoyed me because both of our cars were parked right outside the front door. He definitely could see someone was home. So I replied that if my car is parked out front, it's safe to assume I'm home, and I just really appreciate a heads up. Now, things feel a little tense. I know it's partially my fault for not bringing this up more seriously the first time it happened, but I didn't want to make it a big deal. I get that her parents having a key is a legacy from when her sister lived here, but I'm not her sister. I'm just a regular roommate who found the place through a roommate group. I would never be okay with my parents just letting themselves into a shared apartment. I'm not upset they have a key. I'm upset that they use it to just let themselves in without knocking or warning, especially while I'm home. It's invasive, and honestly, it makes me feel unsafe. I also want to add that I don't want her to think I feel negatively about her dad, because I understand he probably meant no harm. But this is more about my own personal comfort. It's just not something I'm okay with, and I don't know how to make that clear without sounding accusatory. To add, her parents do not own this apartment. My roommate and I are the only ones on the lease. So am I the a-hole for having this boundary?
Here are the top comments.
The parents are used to seeing this as the apartment of their daughter. The parents and also your roommate need to take your privacy more seriously. There should absolutely be no more entry into the apartment unless it has been okayed by everyone, or in the case of an emergency.
Not the a-hole. They need to remember that there is another person in that apartment with rights. But tell her don't ask them to give notice. Tell them it is an expectation or they will return the key. You are not her sister.